let's look at some racers, because we have two of them.
All right.
We got SalmonBuffalo on the left. 5th time they're joining an MT. So far, going 1-2 on average, but probably not always, because in MT12 they got 17th, which is pretty good. I think you need to
It's
win
really good.
like 4 matches for
yeah,
that.
I remember that one. SalmonBuffalo went 4-2 in that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Right.
I think this is 4-2 and then 3-0-2s.
Right.
Yeah, that was the weirdest one, because if you look at that bracket, like, because I remember, because I was like trying to figure out who I was gonna face on the other hand side, and like Saiho got wrecked by Hexen. I knocked out Zex. Like the entire top bracket of MT12 is just disaster. No, the number one thing I'm looking forward to is the Pokemon Crystal Key Item Randomizer, because Kizaron is playing in it, and that means that it's going to go terribly. And that is great content.
Alpha's always here for the content.
Listen, it's not even his fault. It just explodes every time.
Just follows. He's got that PJ
He has
like
the worst
quality.
RNG luck ever.
So opposite SalmonBuffalo, we have ChosenLast, who is sort of new to our community, but is not new to mystery games and blind racing and stuff. I'm pretty sure they're the one who has been organizing other sorts of tournaments and events and stuff elsewhere. So cool to see them come over and do some mystery. Now, the players have been given a game. It's a game I didn't quite enjoy. It's a game that might seem familiar to some of us.
How familiar?
Well, we'll see in a little bit. And
I'm
it's
concerned.
it's very different. I guess it's a puzzle game, but it's pretty different from most puzzle games even. I can't tell if Internet Jojo meant to say I did enjoy it, or are they asking themselves the question, did I enjoy it?
Maybe they're asking what it says on the tester sheet.
Oh. I do know I didn't do too poorly at it. Me and Sully tested this one. I don't think Internet Jojo even played it.
What the hell is this
some
question?
name.
What do you mean, did I enjoy it? No, I don't even know the game. I don't know if you enjoyed it. That's like an invalid question if you don't even know the game.
I probably didn't.
The name of the game and the goal for the game are ridiculous.
Yeah, so the goal, I don't know. I don't know if I should clarify. It means something pretty simple, but we did this instead, or Snowdozer did, and we let him, because it's cute, I guess.
Yeah, I was confused when it said the goal in the basement, but I just
Okay.
I just
Hit
copied
for
that.
one of the puzzles since I thought this was kind of unfair. I'm just looking at this image and I'm just so concerned.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell it's trying to tell me.
I don't want to know what this is referencing, and I don't know if I want to find it.
How is this the solution to anything?
I will say...
And the red line is next to the blue line, and that is the difference.
That puzzle... So, what? Okay, let me read my comments about this game here. At one point, I tried hitting numpad keys and reset my timer, so my time is an estimate. This thing seems okay. Took me longer than I'd like to admit to hit right to go to the second puzzle, but the controls were on screen, so it's my fault. Shame about that one puzzle the pastebin hints. It does seem necessary to not have a bad time. I'm a little worried people who don't have experience programming or aren't very mathematical will really dislike this.
Oh, well now I want to play it.
Hit that .join button after saying that.
Oh, wow.
I like those things.
This was already redrawn, yes. Is why I said it might be familiar. And then I didn't want to say explicitly that because I didn't want to jinx it.
Fortunately for us, it does seem like both racers are playing. There is movement on both their screens.
Yeah, I mean, we saw movement on that one guy's stream because he was in the IRC, and then he went into the game and movement stopped. So, technically, we're not out of the woods yet.
And, like, there are definitely like games that people have submitted. It's just like the only person who's going to like this game is me. Please don't accept this. Like I've said that in several of the things, because it's you get big into programming or like math puzzles, and it's like there's a certain subset of people who will just absolutely adore that, and there are not very many of those people.
Yeah, I didn't find it particularly compelling.
I told I'm using this image as the box art.
Okay. Oh, the paste bin again.
Yeah.
But this game did hold my interest for the 30 minutes or whatever that I played it, and I wasn't terrible at it. I can be really, really, really bad at puzzle games, so the fact that I was only about 4 minutes behind Sully, who's generally pretty solid at puzzle games, I feel okay about my time. And so that's probably part of why I feel okay about the game in general. If I get really stuck on a puzzle game, it's hard for me to come away feeling good.
But if everyone gets really stuck on a puzzle game, then that's just the game.
Alright,
Yeah.
let's check out this game and the great hint from the paste bin.
That it's an incredible hint.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking. It's self-explanatory, really.
We have Machine at the Heart of the World. PC game. The goal is Get Shot. Submitted by Snowdozer.
What?
And on the
I wanna
left,
know how
you can
get
see
shot.
in the paste bin it says hint for one of the puzzles, since I thought it was kind of unfair. So yeah, this is your hint. So we got red shape and blue shape.
I still don't know where you're confused.
Maurice, can you double check I got these names right in the Racers command here?
Oh yeah, sure. You can. We have SalmonBuffalo and ChosenLast with a 0. Yes, those are correct.
Okay.
Let's see if we have some
You already
audio.
got to the Racers command. Okay. Yeah, so now that the game's been revealed, I can tell you this is a game about memorizing, or maybe not memorize. You can kind of internalize it, but just in case, I wrote them all down. The various symbols that the game shows you. Generally, what you are inputting are arrow keys or sort of a neutral direction represented by a circle, as you'll see in a little bit. And then it wants some number of these in some order, and that's going to be clued by a bunch of other symbols that act as basically mathematical or programming operators. There's like ×2, ×4, ×8, multiplication, division, subtraction. There's stuff that tells you to like group things together and like loop back around.
You know why I hate this game? Because it says ZXC. That is not a key combination I have that way on my keyboard.
Oh no. You've got an international keyboard that's a little different?
It is a Y instead of an X. This is a common issue. I have ways around it. But it would annoy me. Because the paste bin doesn't warn me, and if... Oh no. Oh no.
It's fine. You'll fix it and it'll be fine. Yeah, so you solve the puzzle, it goes, it stops, you wait for something to happen, there's like credits playing in the top left. What you need to do is hit right to go to the next puzzle.
Oh.
I sat here for 40 seconds, maybe a minute, right? Like
I love it.
Oh,
there it is.
But will ChosenLast get that?
Yeah, we'll see.
Wait, are we just entering what it says? Like top
Right
left,
now, yeah.
Top left, middle.
Yeah, you kind of go in reading order.
Q, W, Q, S, W.
Yeah, I guess what it's teaching you right now is to sort of like ignore spaces, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting worried that ChosenLast screen is not capturing in the same way that one guy's stream wasn't capturing. You know what I mean?
It's most of them.
I think I was seeing credits. I think he just hasn't pushed right.
Hmm.
I mean, it's the circles.
The
aren't
gears
spinning.
stop when you solve the puzzle. That's true.
Oh, okay. Why does SalmonBuffalo have so many issues with? Oh, just a bit too slow there, I think.
SalmonBuffalo. So you can go back to if you feel like you didn't learn what it was trying to teach you on a previous puzzle. You can go back. Okay, it is capturing. ChosenLast is just stuck.
Yeah, he just doesn't.
No, is loading up their specific layout that they didn't have loaded up. Get to it, Maurice.
I'm
Meanwhile-
afraid if they go back to full screen, it's gonna go back again.
Mm.
I think
Yeah, I wonder.
SalmonBuffalo is just having like input problems. And now W. Yeah, easy.
Okay. Yeah. So the game will hint at what what these symbols mean in this voiceover and text at the bottom. And you can kind of speculate from context, but I found the hints pretty helpful.
We
and
are
they're
just FYI, we're getting audio from ChosenLast, which means they're doing things, but we do not see them. So maybe a moderator
Yep.
oh god.
should look at
Oh
that.
god, we're back here.
Yep, because I'm definitely hearing inputs. Explosions.
This symbol, isn't it a number 1 in Gujarati?
Yeah, okay. I
language?
activated
I wish
sound
I could
on
have access to
ChosenLast,
a
and yeah,
decent
I can
library right now.
hear
It would
things
make
now.
it easy to verify.
Who pulled this one? TPC's on this one, I think. Yeah.
So what are we looking at here? That we got
Oh.
like up,
There
down,
it is.
down?
It's movement. But we'll see if that's because they're not in.
They're like tapped out, yeah. And we're back to normal.
And it froze. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to redraw it again for the same reason.
I mean, how many times can a game be redrawn for tech issues before it just gets thrown out?
Okay,
Yeah, I wonder.
okay, so stop explaining things, so I'm still blind to this, because I want to play it.
Okay.
I mean, what does
Yeah, it
count?
did look like it was good early on, and then they looked like they were changing their layout or something, and then
It all went to crap. Yeah.
I mean, there's no official call that we're redrawing, so... I mean, I'm kind of getting what this game wants you. We got these different symbols, but that are just multiply the next actual arrow this times. Many times.
Right, but it kind of doesn't make it a race if we can't see
Well, yeah, no,
the other.
no, of course not. I'm just...
so to clarify what's happening, ChosenLast is advancing past puzzles right now. Their feed is just not updating. It's just not capturing correctly. They're going through the game. We just don't know where they are, and we can't. So whenever their window is not the active window, it will update for us, and we'll see what's going on. And then as soon as they start playing, it will freeze. So we won't be able to actively see what they're doing, and so we won't be able to follow the race and know that everything's okay. So it's not okay. We need to probably redraw the game or figure out how to capture it properly, because it seemed like it was being captured properly at the start of the race.
This is why having two monitors is really useful. You can have the OBS preview on the second one, and just before the race starts, you will notice if it freezes.
Yeah, unfortunately, the testing process is mostly just checking that the game sort
Functions.
of works for a race. Like we can't really get into like trying to stream every game and make sure that it will capture okay.
I think it's just tapped out again.
Yeah, there might be a fix to it, but we don't really exactly want to try to troubleshoot and solve it right now in the middle of this race while another player is still going.
Yeah, it's ugly. I think... I mean, we did the same on Bulk Slash. We didn't really even try to fix it.
Yeah.
What is it? Bulk Slash or Bulk Slash?
Bulk.
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 It's a word. Like if you buy things in bulk, you're buying a whole bunch of them.
And this time you said bulk. Bulk.
Bulk slash. It's all the same to me. I can't even really tell the difference between what you're saying.
Bulk slash. Bulk slash. Belk slash. All wonderful games.
This is like the words pin and pen are pretty different to me, but there are parts of the country and parts of the world where they say it the same. Pan.
Yep.
Pan, 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 pan.
Say them completely differently.
There's all kinds of words like that. Caught and caught. Like caught like you caught someone red-handed, and caught like you're sleeping in a cot. Those
Yeah.
are the same word to me, but for some people they're very different sounds.
I think we were talking about Kansas. It's like Kansas or Kansas or something, or Nevada or Nevada, something like that. It was really weird.
That one seems weird.
Nevada. I like that.
Mary, Mary, Mary. Yeah, those are all the same for me.
Right, I think we have display capture now.
Okay.
But like even this isn't, because there's like so much time lost, and it's almost impossible to retime.
Yeah. Because we can't determine how far they got and when they stopped.
Yeah, that's what TPC just said in the race chat. So if I had to guess, we're heading towards a redraw here.
Well, once I get the confirmation, I will switch off.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to show the game if we're not playing this, but at the same time I don't want to switch off if we're playing this.
Right. Yeah, I think what you're gonna do is correct.
Alright.
Nevada is said differently everywhere except for in Nevada. I feel like they would know, though. I feel like they should know the right way to say it.
Right, we have decided to redraw the game, unfortunately.
It's like the opposite of New Orleans.
Yeah, they say Nolans, and it's like, no, you guys are wrong. You got Well, okay. We're gonna have a different game.
Yeah, Roar just deleted, like, I don't know how he did it, but he managed to delete the entire stream while the stream was running.
Yeah. he was hoping that by clicking a button, he could take the chunk off that had gone wrong, so that it would kind of start at the good part of the VOD. But
Something
just
happened to the game.
Yes.
Something happened to the stream. We are redrawing because of that, yes.
Oh, that's a shame, because I was killing this game.
Yeah, this is your kind of game for sure.
Yeah, I'm at the part where I'm multiplying by negatives and stuff like that.
Hey,
It's great.
spoiler.
I'm happy for you, Alpha.
I'm at a puzzle that I haven't quite figured out yet.
I was around 30 minutes. Sully was at 26 minutes. So extrapolating what I know, Alpha is going to be under 20, probably like 18.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Going back in.
All right, keep having fun. We'll be up here, circling, hoping. Yeah, SalmonBuffalo has noticed. Oh wait. So there's a lot of other people in this race. Normally, when everyone forfeits a race, then it doesn't get counted and no one has to worry about having to forfeit. But when
think
a
you-
bunch of other people are racing along,
I think you have power to remove people from a race forcibly.
I think so.
Just try random
What-
commands. What's the worst that can happen?
Alpha, finish the race before you get
What
removed.
are you suggesting I do here?
Dot
exactly?
remove.
Don't remove anyone?
No,
No,
dot.
dot remove who though? Like
Oh.
our two racers or everyone else? Or
No, SalmonBuffalo and ChosenLast.
Is this gonna like not let their forfeits count?
Yeah. So it basically unenters them from the race, which is something you normally can't do yourself because you get the forfeit.
Perfect.
But like for situations like this, it's pretty much perfect. Nice.
Okay.
Alright, so we're getting another room set up and getting another game.
It could be just about anything.
I mean,
But probably it's a puzzle game or a platformer. Though we've been pretty good on getting other stuff today, right? We had they got redrawn, but
I
we
was
have
gonna
seen...
say, we had a not racing game, we had a not robot game. Also, it can't be Clue Land because that was already played.
Yeah, they're in there. Every time one gets submitted, I try to do everything I can to make sure it stays in, right? We had Outtrigger, which was a Dreamcast first-person shooter that, if you're good, could be beaten in 10 minutes. And was super janky. The controls were weird. Like, there was a lot that we could have said no to. But a first-person shooter on the Dreamcast, I was like, this is cool and
But
different.
instead, we said yes.
Yeah, and then the players weren't super amazing like Cranked Out and Jorf were, who beat it in 10 minutes. They finished in a much more reasonable, like 25, 35 minutes or something. And all was well.
So, before a game is drawn and we ask the racers if they're blind, we first check for some like conditions, like can you download a large file, do you have a mouse, do you have analog, like an analog controller, or in this case, do you have color vision? So if you draw a game where the requirement is color vision, what do you think, and are you happy?
Yeah, well, I'm thankful to have color vision, first of all. I don't have any issues with that. And there's plenty of games that, you know, there's a reason we ask this question. They're just so much harder or / impossible to play if you don't. And it actually looks like ChosenLast has some sort of some variation of colorblind. I don't know what by Rifley.
I don't know what that means. For a short time, fleetingly.
Oh, but
Oh
he's
wait, no, it
assuming
just
yes,
no,
it's
it
all
just
good.
hold on, no, it just auto-corrected to brief. I don't think
Briefly,
briefly
okay.
is a word. No.
I was like, oh, from I thought TPC was like, oh yes, because I know that's a form of colorblindness or something. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but it's not a word. Anyway, when I see colorblind, like not colorblind requirement, I think puzzle game. And then I'm like pretty happy. I think puzzle game is above average for me.
You see, Googled Barifley. This is what you have to do when you're a moderator. You gotta know.
It says the word Barifley may be misspelled.
So they have pulled another game that I tested, so I can at least offer a little bit of insight about it. I think this was a TPC sub, if I remember right. Yeah. And I would say it's an action puzzle game, so you're pretty close.
Oh, I think that's weaker of a point for me. Like Bejeweled. Would you say that's an action puzzle game?
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't think I'm good at those.
Mm-hmm. But don't you play tons of Tetris?
I mean, like people call those drop puzzlers. They're different.
I think they're all action puzzle games. Yeah.
I've been playing Shovel Knight Pocket dungeon. I think that's an action puzzler, and I don't think I like it. I'm not super sure yet.
I don't know a lot about it.
It's like it's. I have no idea. I don't really play these games, so I can't really compare it to anything.
Right. You know what I just noticed? The way that I said about there was very unlike how a lot of people probably say about. That was definitely my Canadian about.
A boot.
A boot.
About.
Don't they say
Yeah,
a boot?
it's not quite a boot. It's
A boot.
to get into it, because we still have a little bit of time while they get the game set up.
Yeah.
And TPC can tell us all about it in a little bit. It's a diphthong normally for people that starts at ah and goes to ow, ooh, ow, about. About.
Okay, yeah.
And for Canadians, it doesn't start at ah. It starts somewhere else. It starts at like about.
Boot. Okay, so yeah, I get it.
About.
You kind of skip the middle.
Yeah, or the beginning or something, yeah. Just to clarify. It always rubs me a little bit the wrong way when people go a boot, because that's the thing, right? Everyone knows it, but it's not right.
I apologize then.
Well, the good thing about being Canadian is that like you just take it, right? You never
Yeah, that's true.
you never stir up trouble. You just kind of quietly go. You just accept it.
I could tell you all about like German stuff, but I don't think any of it would make any sense to anyone. Like,
I
we
can
got
tell you all about Texas.
we got like Bavarian
Southern
people,
English.
and instead of durch, which means through, they say like durch. Like they can't say this sh sound. But they say
Wow.
yeah.
So it's kind of like Spanish.
It's
like
very
Spanish?
like I don't know. It's grating to the ears a bit. Like you notice it every time they say durch, even though it's supposed to be durch.
It's a very different, like it's down in the throat even, right? It's like a different part of your
Yeah.
body that's the sound is coming from.
Yeah, that's like the best example for this kind of thing I can think of.
Yeah, Spanish has the same thing with Spain, where like pretty much every single other part of the world, Z and S are basically equivalent letters in Spanish. So you'd say like empezar if you want to say like to start. But Spain, everybody speaks with a lisp in Spain, so they actually say empezar,
Okay.
But this game looks
and
cool.
that's how you pronounce Z and S. This game is awesome. This is actually a reject tournament game for me. It was only rejected because I was too good at it, and the goal was apparently unreasonable.
Well, I
So
mean,
we shortened it.
then how did pull to get through?
I don't know. Well, like
Well-
we shortened the goal on this.
Yeah, I think if we had taken a little bit of time to go over all of them, we might have said like maybe this should be reduced. But we're still testing games. We're not done testing, right? So we're trying to be economical with our time. And so when we were like, this game was good enough for top 8, we know it's solid. Let's just mark it green and put it in the draw pool. And then there was a surprise waiting for us. So
This was an hour and a half in rejects.
Yeah. I did okay in my testing time. This is the kind of game I could see myself getting completely wrecked by this. But this is
Yeah,
another
my
puzzle game where I
original
did
testing
okay.
time with the old longer goal was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, for this shorter goal, I was just under 30 minutes. Spice was just over.
See, what was it? I have this nicely organized sheet of every single thing I've ever tested for Mystery Tournament.
Did I tell you a secret? I subbed another top 8 game where I lengthened the goal. Because I felt that the top 8 goal was too easy.
Okay.
Yeah, my estimate for the longer goal was 34 minutes and 13 seconds.
You should probably message me which one it was and let me see if we just marked that one green too.
I think it's fine, honestly. But yeah, sure.
It might be, but we should still just like glance at it. I knew it. You put a smiley face after the end of what you said in the race chat for poll 2. You were like, I finished this in 20 minutes, so I lengthened it to full game, smiley face. And I saw the smiley face, and I knew it's gonna go to time.
So I'm just vibing out watching this watching the incredible intro movie track screen here.
Yeah, this is a good movie. Let's see if we can catch a glimpse of it. Because I think we're good. We have Finger Flashing, which is a great title, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is really good. I don't even remember how I found this game. I think I was just randomly trawling PSX Data Center for like Japanese PS1 subs, and I stumbled upon this game. I was like, oh, this game looks kind of cute. And then I played it. And I was like, this game is so cool. I love this game.
I love these little hot dog fingers poking out of this knight armor or whatever this is.
My favorite's the dragon.
I'm kind of worried that ChosenLast is not where you're supposed to be at the start of the race.
You're supposed to start on stage select.
Oh yeah. And they are not on stage select.
SalmonBuffalo is starting. ChosenLast is still watching
Looking
the
at the
demo
demo,
right now.
yeah.
Oh.
So maybe we'll
Might want to start the game.
we'll keep an eye on it and see if maybe a retime is necessary. But SalmonBuffalo is going. So the main gameplay of this game is rock paper scissors. These guys represent rock paper and scissors. It's a little hard to see. The green dragon guy has got his stomach is made up of rock. He's like there's a fist in there.
He's the big fist, yeah.
Yeah. The other two are a little bit easier to see. You've got 3 buttons that shoot out, basically rock, paper, or scissors. And so you want to shoot out the one that beats the thing to beat it.
Yeah, it's like Puyo Puyo. Eventually, you won't even see rock, paper, and scissors. You train yourself immediately. I'm gonna recognize this by color.
Yeah. You can even look at the left side of the screen and you'll see everything is sorted out there by symbols, and like those are about as meaningful as the sprites on screen.
Yeah.
So you could play the game just by that top left corner.
Yeah, I was thinking I would probably do that. Like blue, I would think, okay, I need rock for blue.
And also another mechanic that seems to be present is if you fire the wrong selection at an enemy, it creates another enemy in front of it.
Yeah, the enemy of the one that you pressed appears, and which needs a different one than you were trying to hit to delete it. So a mistake is usually very, very hard to fix. I'm sure there was like 1 or 2 times where I ever hit the wrong button. Exactly like what happened to Chosen.
Yeah, and when you do it, it just like your brain just explodes, and like you're like, oh no, what I pushed out? You just have this giant stack of enemies sticking out. So you can also manually control your speed among a few levels with, I think it's L1, R1 by default. And you also get a number of barriers which will temporarily pause the screen scroll.
Yeah, which is good for when you make a mistake, you may do the wrong enemy. It's especially good in the second stage for reasons we'll talk about later. But your speed, you can speed up and then you can speed down, but there is a minimum amount of speed you have to be going, and that minimum speed will increase over time. So
yeah, if you're playing well.
Yeah, if you're not playing well.
Yeah, that too.
If you're taking them out one by one, which is everyone's first instinct, I think, is to be like, you're learning the buttons, and also there's not really many opportunities to do combos at all. But eventually, what you want to do is try to get some combos. If you take out a scissors and the scissors is next to a paper, then the paper also dies, and then if the paper's next to a rock, then that will die. And so eventually you're making these big chains, and they're coming as like pre-programmed patterns, and you're supposed to kind of see which one starts the chain is really what the game boils down to.
The thing is, on the mini-map, it also says the optimal solution, right? But it's kind of a hint for what you should be doing. Like
there's also a full screen bomb. Those will pop up occasionally.
It's kind of like in Intelligent Cube or Karashi, where every pattern you get like the optimal solution, so you can maybe get some kind of sense what you should be doing based on that.
And then every time it goes red because you weren't optimal, I think that is contributing towards your speed sort of
Yes,
forcibly
that
being
is
increased.
increasing the speed.
Oh,
And so
fast.
it doesn't take long. It doesn't take too many mistakes before it's too fast, and then
Yeah.
you die and it'll reset.
Yeah, the exact reject reason from Hopscotch was quote unquote, "Why is it so fast? Holy shit!"
Yeah.
That was the exact reject reason.
So I think the paceman says something about this, right?
I sure hope it does.
Chaining large clears to up your minimum speed.
Well,
I
that's
think you
not
mean
correct.
lower.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
think you mean lower your minimum
No,
speed.
it raises it. If you get perfect clears, it keeps raising it.
I thought getting red raised it.
It felt like I needed to do combos to keep
It
the speed
slightly
from
raises
going
well.
too fast.
It won't.
How
go
do
up
you
as
go
much, but It
slow?
will still go up.
You don't.
You
I
don't.
It doesn't seem like you do go slow.
You gotta learn. Cause like I was doing the last stage like almost perfectly in the old goal, and I was still going up speed a lot.
So it's tough because you do want to, when it's going at its absolute slowest, it's too slow, right? You're in a race, you don't want to go that slow. So you do want to speed it up, but then as soon as you start to get even a little bit overwhelmed, you want to slow down again.
I also want to see the players start using barriers.
Yeah, we haven't seen a single one of those. Those are helpful. They refresh when you die, I think, so no reason not to use them. ChosenLast waited just long enough to have all those enemies on screen for that bomb to kill them all. SalmonBuffalo, tried to clutch out a nice clear there.
So it's
Yeah,
not just.
I'm surprised it didn't die earlier.
So it is not just contact with the character. It is also like.
Yeah, just the whole line.
Yeah.
You do need
Yeah.
to hit everything. Yeah, if it hits the back of the line, you die.
You can't just dodge them all.
This game seems super cool.
Also, if you hit something, which will become important in the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
Myth, did you say if you liked this game?
So I went in expecting to absolutely hate it, and then didn't by the end of it. So I think that's about the best praise I could have given a game like this.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not my
oh.
thing.
Ah.
Wrong button. So I the way that my brain started to think about this was it was less about like rock paper and scissors, and it was more about when I see this guy, this is the button
Yeah,
I press
I
for
agree.
that guy. This is my red guy button. This is my blue guy button. This is my green guy button.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What-
it becomes
what the
kind of
hell is
like
this? Oh, it's
Touch
a
of the
1.
Grandmaster. So like, Touch of the Grandmaster, like you stop looking at the pieces and you recognize them by color. There's a huge chain on Salmon's side.
How many like sub rounds?
There are
are
10
there?
rounds.
10. Okay.
What does make a difference though is, you can't just think of it as like blue guy button, red guy button, is when there are chains and you need to kind of trace back where the chain starts.
Mhm.
You do at that point, if it's not too simple,
No.
you need to kind of have a sense of like what beats what. And thankfully, if I remember right, it's like Pokemon colors. Like you red is fire and beats grass, which is green, and it turns out that that's scissors or paper beating rock. So if you have an innate red, blue, green in your head from Pokemon, that will transfer over to this game. It's not backwards, which is nice.
So you think we should have asked for a Pokemon experience?
Yeah, that's a game changer.
Considered asking for like Puyo experience.
Yeah, a little bit.
How much drop puzzler experience do you have? You stop seeing pieces in that.
I don't
in
think
those games.
Tetris helps at all.
No.
TGM
And at some
does.
point, like, you don't say, like, do you have platformer experience, right? Like, it's a genre.
Oh, we're stopping.
How many Marios have you played in your life?
Oh, interesting. ChosenLast hit the wrong button, but then hit a combo to remove the extra guy he added. Or they added.
Yeah, you actually like to get like really high
Oh, no.
scores in
Oh,
this
no.
game. You
Oh,
actually
no.
have to do that. You have to like build custom combos and stuff.
Right.
So
It's
what's
so
the,
hard.
What's the continue? Do we have infinite continues?
Yes. They pop you at the beginning of the round.
The stage.
Yeah, the sub round.
They're called stages apparently. Yeah. Okay.
They're not called stages.
It
Well,
said
yeah,
stage 8.
these are
It literally
stages.
said
I thought,
stage 8.
I thought you were referring to like the whole thing was a stage. I'm like, no, it's called a round.
Well, yeah, but then I asked you where it puts you after the continue.
Okay, well, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the players playing.
Speaking of stages, SalmonBuffalo is on stage 8, ChosenLast is on stage 5. So a bit of a lead for SalmonBuffalo, but this is
Oh,
the kind of
Chosen-
game
Chosen-
where I could see, like, if something clicks in your brain all of a sudden, like, you could just start motoring. What's helping SalmonBuffalo a lot is actually getting into some of these barrier uses. Whenever that green wall comes up and he stops, that's the barrier.
Yeah, I'm not sure if ChosenLast is a they can do that. They
It did
also seem
take
to be.
me a-
Go ahead. Sorry.
It took me a while to hit that button the first time. I sort of had that experience where I was just so focused on getting better at recognizing colors and mentally mapping out buttons that my brain wasn't thinking like, you know what I need to do? Hit another button.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't even know that the game had it until like you actually needed it in round 2.
But yeah, they also keep trying, or they've tried more than once to dodge out of the way of enemies. And obviously died for that. But
Right.
they may not understand the line.
That or it's just that fear instinct of it takes over and it's like, what do? I don't want to be in front of it, right? But really, that's where
true.
you should be. You should be right in front of it because that's your best chance to do something about it before it gets you.
So, SalmonBuffalo
I
is
love
on
the
the
huge chains.
boss, I guess, of the first
Yes.
round. So does it mean they're doing well? Because it's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, I found round 2 to be a lot harder than round 1.
Yeah, I
So
think
these are all quizzes. You have
Mm-hmm.
a set amount of time, clear the chain.
Yep. Or
Really?
take them all out one by one, but this is eating up a lot of SalmonBuffalo's time. I don't like their chances of getting through this.
So especially here, I think the minimap helps so much because it told him first one is one row, and I feel like that should tell you everything. Yeah, I would just look which one is the throw because it's gonna be so much faster.
Yeah. I will say it's not so easy to figure it out, right? Even when you know it's only one move, to see which of the 6 moves it is. Even me, after having played it, I still don't immediately realize like which way the chain is going and where it ends. Right? It goes red, blue, green, red, blue, green.
Like, you
Can
know-
you see it?
Well, it can't be 5 because 5 was flanked by 2 different. Like I would look for one who is flanked only by one type of color, right?
Yeah, or yeah, one type of color, yeah.
I'm just looking at this and I have no idea what's going on. Puzzle game is good.
We're playing Japanese rock paper scissors game.
I can see that.
I don't think this is working for Salmon. I think
that
it's gonna have to figure out the puzzles.
Yeah. It's kind of a skill check. You can't kind of bash your head against
I
this
broke
one.
out the pen and paper for that last game.
Yeah, I
That was
got an envelope here with a bunch of symbols on it. Yeah.
just like I'm drawing this and like this seems not. This is like repeat. It's nuts. That was a good game. I liked that game. Estimate on point. Perfect estimate of.
So how'd you do?
28
29:47. I feel a lot better about my time. I did okay.
I got distracted by other stuff.
When you started shouting like that, I thought you were like really impressed with Alpha's time, but then it turned out you weren't.
No, it's good. No, that game is smart. I really liked it.
SalmonBuffalo beat the boss. No,
Yep,
in round 2.
is- Where there are these rocks that get in your way and most importantly block your shots from hitting several enemies. So now the chains are required to even get at the enemies that are behind rocks.
Oh, you can't.
You do have
You can't shoot through rocks.
nope.
No, you cannot.
Oh, that was the
But
wrong one.
you have one failsafe, and SalmonBuffalo almost found it. If you use a barrier as soon as the rocks are scrolled off the screen, you have a moment to slide in front and take care of enemies that were hiding behind rocks before. So barrier
that-
usage becomes key.
You can do it without the barrier too, but it's kind of hard.
That did
Yeah.
lead to a
I
death
did that a
note,
lot.
All right, this game
That-
hurts my head, unlike puzzle games, so I'm gonna leave.
All right.
But it's just
Have fun,
teaching you
everybody.
about the chains right now, right? It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean the boss fight was kind of
Yeah,
demanding you
that's
to
the thing.
recognize
But
chains.
then in this level, it like forces you to hit one specific enemy and be like, "Oh, look, there's a chain."
Well, this is just showing you, hey, you really can't brute force stuff now. You have to play around the rocks. It's more of a tutorial of like, here's how you deal with rocks.
There
Here's
we
the
go.
barrier usage. I think hit the wrong button, but was too close to spawn another enemy, so didn't have to deal with that, and gets the clear onto stage 2.
ChosenLast is on 1-8.
Someone's having a problem in the previous game that I was worried might happen. Anyway, I should focus on the here and the now. ChosenLast is on round 1-8, so is not too far behind.
Hey, that was the Pikmin sound effect. It just launched the Pikmin out of the onion.
I haven't played enough Pikmin to know the sound
So
effect.
here, we know it's a 2 for that next one. So you can just guess based on that which ones you were supposed to attack.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was
like
two scissors.
like you're not wrong, but then the part where you're like, so then now you can just guess, and then that's the part where I'm like, yeah, but it's still hard.
Yeah, I want to see like really strong drop puzzlers play this game because I think they would love it.
Also, like when it gets going fast, like I don't know, it's difficult for me to process those kind of like conscious thoughts about like, okay, like you know, stepping through anything logically. I need 2 moves, so I'm looking for this probably. Like by the time I've done that, they're in my face. It's over.
I feel like the one of the steps to handling that might be to focus on the mini-map, construct a plan while looking at the mini-map, and then carry it out in the main screen.
I think you also see the minimap way earlier before you see the 3D.
You do, yeah.
A little bit, yeah. For whatever reason, I did find it a little bit harder to sort of conceptualize the guys on the mini-map. So I would look, you know, I would ideally look at the mini-map first, and then once they were on the screen and I hadn't figured it out yet, then I would look at them on the screen, and I found that kind of easier. But that could easily just be like a me thing, right? There could be some people who like the little symbols in the left more than these animating avatars or whatever.
Yeah, I never once used the minimap. I just assumed that everything had an optimal solution, and I was usually right.
That's true. Eventually, like, you just internalize so much of it that you just develop this, like, feel.
Yeah.
It will also show you what parts of the chain will clear when you hit one. So if you see it and they all light up, it's like, okay, well now I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, but not until you hit the button, though. You don't get, like, a preview of what's going to happen.
Oh no, ChosenLast. You're about to wake up.
That would make the game way too easy.
Right. I think it does kind of help to chant the mantra of, like, blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Or to be able to shift that in your head from blue, red, green to red, green, blue to green, blue, red, right?
Oh, for going backwards.
Yeah.
Optimal clears from Salmon.
Yeah, not so much from
And
ChosenLast. He got a
ChosenLast
9,
also-
but it still worked. 9,
Yeah, still
Round
clear.
clear.
9 out of 1.
This is not a score attack run, so...
9s get
Are you going for, like,
these
Like
get
a-
degrees.
bees get degree? Yeah, like you're trying to find a...
Yeah. I probably should have thought that beforehand.
Well, now I'm trying, and I'm like, I just want to say lives, but it doesn't. Not really.
That also
Nine
doesn't really
stay
run.
alive. 9's you stay alive.
SalmonBuffalo was doing really well. Like figuring
Yeah,
out
sure,
where
we'll
to
go with
shoot.
Yeah, they're starting to get a handle on it.
And
Ba-bum.
because we're playing rock, paper, scissors.
We're killing it on jokes right now. A perfect 2 combo from SalmonBuffalo. There's one barrier. I forget. Oh wait. Oh yeah, okay. You can see the barriers at the bottom of the mini map display thing. I think you get 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the yellow-orange bar is like your difficulty build-up.
Yeah, that's your rank meter basically.
Mm.
It's also a rough indication of like how fast you're going to be going. And if you so choose, if you go faster, that's what that blue thing on the right is. ChosenLast sometimes is going a little bit faster. It's a thing you have the option to do early on, I think, a couple times, and then pretty quickly you're going faster than you care to go anyway.
Yeah, that was a tricky moment for Salmon. Had to use a barrier after a rock passed the screen.
Almost didn't hit it.
I leaned really hard on that maneuver all through World 2.
I think I only use it in like the one part where it's basically required. I wish I knew about it more.
There was a couple patterns where it felt like there was no way to chain to the enemies behind the rock. Like it felt like you just had to scoot in front of it after the rock was gone.
Yeah, they definitely made it so you had to build custom chains and stuff.
Oh, yes, I didn't even think about that. The idea of adding more enemies to complete the chain did not even cross my mind, but that is how they intended to do
Yeah,
it.
I did it a few times, but it wasn't worth it.
I don't even want to think about how hard this game gets later on. If,
Like right
if
there
that's
for
the kind of thing.
SalmonBuffalo, you had to add an enemy between those green guys.
Yeah.
Well, just doing the next round in Reject Tournament took the racers an hour and a half, so
Whoa, this guy's...
it did get quite hard.
What's up with this guy?
He's a bomb. Oh, needed to smash that button as soon as the barrier was down.
That's brutal.
He'll blow up all the other enemies on screen. So you want to wait as late as possible to kill him too. So it would have been the juiciest. ChosenLast, doing some combos, getting enemies behind rocks, learning the name of the game. Green beats blue. You're okay.
Here's that bomb
Damn,
again.
the whole combo. That was so big.
Big wall of stuff.
That's not the right button. Okay.
I wonder how much of that would have cleared. They kept shooting more things.
Oh, Salmon's like purposely doing non-optimal clearance. Hits something to clear the entire chain and then starts firing stuff anyway.
Right. They haven't quite caught on to that thing you mentioned where you see guys start flashing ahead of time. I guess you don't see the whole chain. You see a couple moves ahead.
Yeah.
No, if it clears one, it's probably gonna clear. If it starts clearing a whole row, it's probably gonna clear the entire chain.
Probably.
Oh,
It could also be a speed thing, because if you do it non-optimally, you get speed, right?
You get a little bit.
Okay. He may be trying to reach the end of the level faster.
Well, I think Salmon will even crush my time.
TBC helped me here. This game, the way when you fail, it like builds towards you and then makes you die faster. It reminds
Yes.
me of an arcade game I played, where you're like a 3x1 block, and you can kind of extend yourself and shoot towards the top, and then you have to make lines.
Oh, I don't know.
Ah,
If it's an older arcade game, I probably don't know.
I think it's older, yeah.
Medios?
Medios.
No.
That's 2x2 blocks.
Aqua
isn't
Rush,
it?
that sounds correct.
Oh,
that-
Aqua.
Yeah, that was the
okay,
most
that's not older.
that was the most frustrating game I've ever played, I think.
The game
Oh
is
no,
so
Salmon
great,
Buffalo
though.
did a big chain, but I think the other guys weren't on screen yet, so the chain just stopped. Oh my god, there's so many enemies. This is the end of the stage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. it
Oh
is.
my god, what do you do? He's burning all the barriers. He's got a lot of barriers. Oh.
On the minimap, there were like 7 different numbers.
Heartbreaking.
That was a mess.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to clear stuff too early because it also won't clear stuff that's not on the minimap yet
Yeah.
because it's not on screen.
That last one, that last part definitely felt like, hey, I hope you learned what enemies to add to this pile to solve this puzzle.
I mean, those numbers were crazy.
Yeah, I think I remember this part because I died a lot here.
I definitely died here.
I think World 2 was rough for me before I kind of figured out I could
Here we
barrier
go.
cheese the rocks. And then once I did, I was making smooth progress until this stage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, the numbers are crazy, but they also have a bunch of gaps in the middle.
Yeah, it's not like there's one move here
damn.
that solves it, right? Like, that was a 4-move solve at optimal. That's not easy.
Yeah, I do
Yeah.
like the game also testing you, like, can you rapid fire these enemies and not just can you find the chain.
And now we got like long sections.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is the good game expecting you to build custom chains too.
Oh, I saw it there. I saw if you added a green guy into that space, it would
Yep.
create the chain. It's the first time I've ever seen a custom combo opportunity.
Someone just like clutched
Yeah, that was
that
so close.
rock without a barrier.
Almost
Oh.
died.
ChosenLast on 2-3,
Damn.
SalmonBuffalo on 2-9. It's a lot to ask from ChosenLast to pull off the comeback at this point. Oh, and that's not a good way to start it. Double moves into a rock. SalmonBuffalo quick on the barrier
Oh, there's a
button.
bump, there's a bump. Oh, it didn't matter.
Yeah, cleared the whole chain anyway.
This chain's
Damn.
like backwards.
Oh
It's
yeah,
going
you
the wrong-
had to wait.
And yep.
Couldn't you also add?
I mean, you can add to the front of it, but that's not going to help.
Yeah, you do make a chain, but it doesn't clear all the way.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
You
you're
gotta
right.
you clear the left side and you want it to loop all the way around, but you gotta let everything scroll on screen far enough.
Right.
But I think he knows. I feel like. Oh,
Yeah, once you kill a couple enemies and only one gets defeated, but they're changing color every time, it definitely clues you in that it's sort of a backwards chain. ChosenLast going for a barrier. Nice.
Stage 4. Always nice when you see the stage number, because like, oh thank god I'm safe.
Oh. Uh-oh. Slide in there, get it.
clear,
Bam!
yeah. I had to do that so many times.
Oh, it's going so fast, though.
He's really good at. He's gotten real good at that.
Yeah, I mean, is making good use of the barriers, and I guess you earn... Are there ways to earn more barriers?
I don't think so. I didn't really use them that much, and I looked up a little on GameFAQs, and I didn't see anything like that.
So I thought barrier usage was those orbs on the bottom left, but I've seen SalmonBuffalo use a lot of them, and they've still got 3.
oh, the same thing again. Shoot left.
Are we sure it's not the
No, those are definitely the barriers.
Huh.
Maybe I can't tell if there's a way to earn more, or if it's more like a meter represented in a strange way. Yeah, like Exuno is saying. And so, like, I guess if you bring the barrier down early, maybe you get to preserve it.
That's definitely possible.
Maybe if you don't use it all the way, it will regenerate to full. That would be important to know, I guess. Because I don't know. It's pretty small on the screen, but I could have swore I saw that gem kind of fading in a little bit. So it fades out, and it fades out completely and ends. Stage 5 now for ChosenLast, making up a bit of ground.
Yeah, 2-9 is definitely a big wall, though. 2-9 is hard.
Yeah. 2-8 and 2-9 both stuck out in my head as they were coming on screen.
Oh, nice. Cleared the chain. That was a big chain clear.
I think is he doing it again? Yeah, this
Yeah.
is the long one. Come on, just
Left.
wait and shoot the
Wait.
correct one, the right one.
Red
This-
beats green, the right one, yeah.
Yeah. Now through
All
the
good.
center, I guess.
For a little bit at least.
Okay, now red.
Red does not beat blue. Blue beats red, so
Oh
the
yeah,
middle.
the other way around.
Oh, bam. Look
Whoa.
how fast it's going.
Whoa.
Let's go. Whoa!
Dude, that was like so suboptimal.
Yep. The first time you get to the boss, you basically just die.
We're so fast.
Look at this.
My god, it's made of stars.
Yep.
Now we're so slow.
I think
Yep.
this was the only boss that I cleared on the first try. All
That's
the other ones are
crazy.
like really hard. The third boss especially is definitely very hard.
It still is very fast though, even after you die. Like you'll see here, it's gonna start getting really fast.
Yeah, I believe this is a rapid fire test.
ChosenLast on 2-5. 6 moves when only needed 1. And is in a uses the barrier, knew they were in trouble. It's gonna need some help here. Red does beat green, so you could have scooched around the rock and hit that guy, I guess.
I think SalmonBuffalo has this. He's got so much barrier left too.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much barrier there was. I think I could have stood to
Oh my God,
use
there's
more
so
of
many
it when I
things.
was playing. It's trying to chew down the queue, and it
Man, I wish I
already
used the barrier now.
is leaning more on the barrier again.
I don't know. I thought it was fun that it was
my
that
God.
was like so
Oh my
fast.
god.
Is that what that
barrier again.
number is?
Yeah, you
That was
can't
the num-
barrier immediately after you do it, so
Yeah.
they do prevent you from spamming it.
Is that what the number on the side is? Are they selecting how much barrier to use at a time?
Which
I don't
number
think
on the
so.
side?
That's
On
the
the si-
speed.
Okay.
Oh, the one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or the two right now, I guess.
Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of recharge going on.
Yeah, I wish I owned this game so I could have the manual open. I would probably know all this.
It's probably just combos that recharge your area. That seems like a game design thing.
How expensive is this game? It's not on price charting.
I could barely find box art for this.
Good sign. Good sign.
Oh, if you need box art for anything PS1, I mean, PSX Data Center is the place to go. They have everything. I can't even find this game.
But it exists here in front of us right now for this race.
Oh, maybe I should check Suda. This has an English patch?
SalmonBuffalo is on the crazy part again.
Here they come.
It's just
I mean,
two
are you-
of them every cell.
Oh,
every
yeah,
row.
it does have an English patch.
And there's like no rhyme or reason to them.
Yeah, like you can't combo them. There's not even a combo like number.
What do you need to
No,
put in
what-
Oh!
why didn't you kill the green guy?
I don't
Oh.
know. They've been so good at hitting the barrier button the whole race, and they had plenty, and it had been a long time since they used their last one. I don't see any reason why they couldn't have done it just there.
He blended with the background.
ChosenLast again on 2-5 has been here a little bit, and is accidentally burning a barrier right off the bat, trying to spam the buttons out a little bit. Not a great start. But look, the barrier.
Yeah,
oh,
look how
I can-
fast this is.
Yeah, it's already got 5 again.
But it recharged almost faster than he was able to use it again. It was like 10 steps, not even.
Yeah. He did do a big combo at the same time-ish, so maybe that's part
Okay.
of it.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's just combo. It just seems like a game design thing you would do.
So some of these pairs can be chained.
Yeah, for this section, I actually started building custom combos, and that's how I cleared this.
What?
Because I found it a
I
lot
definitely
easier.
just Gallaghered these guys down one by one.
Yeah, and use the barrier. There we go.
Bam! Round clear.
It's done.
That's it.
That's a really good time.
33:29 is 2 seconds faster than Spice Father's test time. who is generally a pretty strong player. So I think this is a strong showing.
This game
Yeah,
looks so
I don't
cool.
know what my time was for this skull. I'm surprised you said that, Maurice, because I submitted this.
Just because I don't like bulk slash.
No, because I submitted this.
But, this game looks cool.
Whenever I submit something, it's always like there's a set of like 3 people, and they'll like it. And that's what I'm submitting these for. So Maurice, this one was for you.
Hooray!
I think you'll hate playing this though.
I will try it out. I'll see how well it runs on the Switch.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, I did. This is not a PS1 game that I tested on the Switch, so.
Can you? What is it like? You can do any PlayStation game on the Switch? There's some shenanigans, or is it? Is there like a store somewhere?
There's Bizhawk for Switch. Not
Okay.
Bizhawk, Emu Arc.
Yeah, there's Retro Arc for
Arc,
Switch.
yeah.
I played Pilot Wing 64 on it, and it worked pretty well.
Probably better than it will when Nintendo releases Pilot Wing 64 on their program.
So, just out of interest, what are these slimes that sometimes appear on this bridge now?
Oh, let me see if I even remember this stage.
Yeah, sometimes they turn into slimes.
They're just like you. Oh, they hide themselves on the minimap. You have to look at them on screen to know what they are.
Oh. Well, that would be awful if I, like, got used to
If you-
looking at the minimap, and suddenly I gotta relearn how to read
Look
these
at our
patterns.
beautiful sprite work.
Anti-Maurice tech. Just for you, Maurice.
Yeah, well, at
Screw
least now I
you.
know that I shouldn't even start doing that.
Yeah.
That would catch me out too.
I mean, it's probably still useful. Like I said, I was kind of doing both, right? I was taking a peek at the minimap and trying to get a head start, but then once they were on screen, then I was looking at them on screen.
I was thinking maybe you have to time it. Like they don't kill their friends if they're slimes.
Oh, that would be so awful.
Yeah. It's way better that it just hides it on the minimap.
I was thinking they might block shots if they're slimes, which would be
Oh.
atrocious.
That would be even more evil.
Oh, the other way. Do it the other way. Yes.
It's so fast.
ChosenLast has been on 2.5 for quite a while now. Their speed is still really slow, so I'm guessing this is early on into an attempt. That or they've done a great job of keeping it low this late, but with 5 shots already on this one, I guess the combo starts at that blue guy at the back.
Yeah, you can tell because he's surrounded by same color, and it's a 1. So it has to be him.
And then, after using 11 shots, the speed ratchets up
This is the
to
green
way
one.
too fast.
See, look, this is a 1, so you know it must be the green one in the middle. Like the optimal
Because there's
solution is 1.
there's 2 next to him, and there's no way the chain could go past him.
Yeah, exactly. And if it was a 2, like the optimal solution, then maybe you could do left and right separately. But because we know that the optimal solution uses 1 shot, it must be someone who is surrounded by the same color.
These are the thoughts going through our heads as commentators. SalmonBuffalo, how about you?
I don't know what to think about that one, honestly. I think I preferred the first game.
Yeah, it's a shame when that happens, when the rug gets pulled out from under you.
Well, it wasn't so much that this was bad. I feel like I still don't quite fully understand it.
Right.
Particularly when it came to, like, the chain. It's like, sometimes it just felt like random when it would just destroy everything around it, and other times it just wouldn't.
Well, I mean, it's rock, paper, scissors, right? So, I was having more helpful, or finding it more helpful to think of it as like blue beats red beats green, like water beats fire beats grass, like Pokemon. But basically, whatever button you're hitting to beat a thing, that will then also beat anything it's around, orthogonally, and it'll keep chaining that way. So if you see a chain of rock, paper, scissors, and you take out the rock... Wait, no, I just said it in game order. That's not necessarily the right combo order. Rock, scissors, paper, rock, scissors, paper, rock, scissors, paper. And you take out the rock, then the rock is going to beat the scissors, is going to beat the paper, and it's going to keep going like that. Yeah, it took me a while to get there on the explanation, but yes, that's how it works. So you didn't even really know that part of it. You were just kind of like looking for a good move and hoping it was a chain?
Yeah, at some point I just felt like I was just trying to get through the next part. Honestly, I found it actually a little easier, and this is going to sound really weird maybe, but like, you could tell what was coming up next really early on by their shoes.
Oh,
That's
clever.
funny.
And so a lot of those times when I like shot stuff really early, like before it's fully on screen, it was because I just like knew the green one had white shoes, and I'm like, okay, it's coming.
That's like the
That's really
next level of colored pattern recognition.
So you were looking at their shoes more so than their designs in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because I think that was honestly the hardest part for me, was just keeping straight like what design was what button shot the corresponding shape.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot to keep. And those boss stages were brutal, especially that first one.
Yeah, so in my head, I had it set. I basically had like in my mind, like each button was associated with killing a specific guy. That's the button I hit to kill blue guys, and that's the button I hit to kill green guys. It sounds like that was kind of similar for you.
Yeah, for the most part. Like I said, I think my problem was I just kept getting the buttons mixed up.
Yeah, well, I wasn't perfect at it either, to be sure, but that's what I was trying to do.
So, completely asinine question.
Okay.
Which of the three characters had the best shoes?
You know, I think to me the green one, I guess it's whatever the green one was, with the
That's,
white shoes.
Oh yeah, they got like it's almost
Paper,
like
right?
cleats. There's like some spikes on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Those stuck out to me the most, especially in stage 2 where you had the darker background. So I would probably go with the white shoes.
I appreciate the thoughtful answer to this question.
Yeah.
It's everything I could hope for when I asked it.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the game. I really enjoyed testing this one the first time that I saw it. I was just literally randomly browsing Japanese PS1 games on PSX Data Center, and I found this. I'm like, well, I gotta play this now. And I played it, and I loved it. And sadly, it was banished to rejects for being too hard the first time, but with a different goal, it ended up working out.
What was the first goal?
You had to clear round 3 as well.
Oh,
Yeah, it took an hour and a half in rejects, so I'm like, you know what? Maybe you should lower the goal a bit.
yeah, I definitely appreciate that. I did play a little of round 3, and I noticed that some of the shapes would alternate back and forth between formless blobs, which made it a little more difficult because you kind of had to remember what it was. But
Yeah, your time was really good for this goal too.
Yeah, you were right around our tester times.
that might be a first.
Sounds like you were close to TPC.
Well, no, but apparently I completely blew this game out of the water, but I'm glad that the other testers had a more reasonable time so that it wasn't just me being weird.
No, I gotta say, I mean, my gripiness with the game is like, it was a fun game. I enjoyed it. Definitely a bit more of a unique take on that sort of fall puzzle.
Yeah, it's weird that we see like an action puzzle game like this in MT. That's not a common thing because obviously drop puzzlers don't work.
Wow, ChosenLast just did a double barrier. They did a barrier and botched it, but was able to get another barrier in just in time to get in front and kill the last enemy to finally move on from 2-5, where they've been stuck for so long. So yeah, in terms of the race, you pulled ahead early and started to gain a little bit more of a lead all the way up through World 2, I guess, and then it felt like it kind of evened out. There was like a 3-stage gap for basically till the end of the race, until 2-5 happened to ChosenLast. I don't know why 2-5. it seemed like it wasn't much different than 2-4 or 2-6, but really, really hung them up while you were able to get through the really tough stuff at the end.
Honestly, I think the hardest part for me, and I forget if it was 2-8 or 2-9, but there were like the 3 columns of people and then like 3 columns of rocks, and it was just like nonstop. And I think I just got lucky and got some good chains to clear it all out, but I struggled with that one. I think, at least I felt more so than anything else in the game.
Yeah, so what was going on there was the chain was going sort of forwards and then connecting at the back and then coming back towards you on 2 forks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of backwards on 2 lanes. And if you start shooting those guys, you're just going to be taking them out one by one because they don't chain that way.
Ah.
So you needed to kind of read which way the chain was going and shoot the correct one. And also timing is important too, because if they're not all on screen, then the chain won't wrap around nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So there was kind of 2 ways to get screwed over there. But mostly it seemed like you were able to just really lean on these barriers. They were just very helpful and sort of weirdly plentiful.
Yeah, I think early on, I don't want to say I forgot they existed, but I kind of forgot they existed, and
same.
then I'm like, oh yeah, there are these things that exist that I could use, and then I was able to incorporate those in, and definitely in the later levels, I don't think I would have been able to get through them without, because there are a lot of like really tight segments where like there's an enemy right behind a rock, and I kind of used the barriers a lot to kind of like stand in the rock and shoot.
Yeah, I did plenty of that too.
Yeah, there's the Pikmin sound.
Oh, a beautiful clear from ChosenLast.
Yeah, it clears the whole chain.
They shot the bomb a little bit too early, I thought, and I was like, uh-oh, and then they just fired 2 shots and cleared out like 30 enemies, so...
Oh, nice.
Masterful. So one thing I only noticed watching you guys play now that I never even thought about doing was you can... when you shoot, like you probably are thinking of it as like this button kills this guy, but you also know when you hit the wrong button, it like spawns a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can spawn guys in places intentionally to bridge certain sections so they chain together, and that was an idea that I never even thought of.
No, I think that would. Yeah, I mean, had I noticed really figured out what the chain mechanic was, that might have been interesting to play around with. But yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't work.
No, yeah, like the game is kind of built around it. Like some of the patterns, like there's enemies hiding behind rocks or whatever, right? And you were doing like what I was doing, where you wait for the rocks to go and then you hit the barrier and you get in front of them. But what you're kind of supposed to do is to build a chain around the rocks and then kill them with that.
Yeah, I think in that sense, I definitely viewed this more as like an action game. Like I feel like the speed at which it came at you at times like just was not, at least for me, it was not conducive to like really thinking about it as a puzzle. It was very much like kill this guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, it got you through.
It's a nice cocktail of action and puzzle mechanics.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's also one thing I like about this game is you can have like a lot of different approaches. You can definitely go at it like an action game, kind of bash your head against it, take some intentional deaths here and there, or you can like go real way puzzle into it. Apparently, I was mostly the latter, which is rare for me.
So Mr. Zimbu was racing along, got 41 minutes. Apparently doesn't think too highly of this game. was suffering a little bit, I guess, for them. I expected really not to like it, and then was kind of surprised when I thought it was totally okay.
I think that's an apt way of putting it.
Yeah. Oh, ChosenLast is again hit this barrier at kind of the wrong time, but does slide in front and take out the enemy, unable to convert afterwards, but I like the effort. And a bit of frustration spam now. So did you catch on to the fact that your barriers were like actually regenerating over time?
If I did, it might have been subconsciously. Like, I don't think I actively realized it. I think at 1 or 2 points, I felt like, okay, like I feel like I should be out of barriers, and I'm somehow not.
The button is still working.
Well, and I think at some point, I like it took me forever to find where the indicator for how many barriers you had left was. And I think they're like right at the end. I think I realized maybe that like, oh yeah, this one circle is not like completely blacked out. Like it's kind of part way between. I'm like, then I guess I was a little too late at that point.
Yeah, I went through the whole game without realizing that was my barriers. I don't think I used them enough to notice that like I was using more than 5, because I think I just took it for granted that I thought I had 5, and so I'll ration them out accordingly. But there's kind of a lot to work with.
And ChosenLast is just seeing all these chains, and then makes an execution error. So sad.
Yeah, 2-9, 2-8 and 2-9 demand you to be good through like the back half of the entire stage.
I mean, we also saw Buffalo struggle with it for a while, and ChosenLast just got here, so.
I can kind of see what's supposed to happen here. You're supposed to put a green guy on the left to bridge the chain, and then start the chain on the right side. My brain has been expanded.
I really want to make like a tool-assisted run of this now. Just flies through the game at max speed. The only problem is actually the fastest way to do this game would be to not chain at all, because the chain stops the screen from scrolling.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So the taskbar would just be spamming everywhere.
And your punishment for getting the chain wrong is going faster. Oh no.
Yeah, when you move at task speeds, that doesn't really matter. That just helps you.
ChosenLast is hoping to do something smarter than just killing the guys on the left, and does find the move, and is going to need a lot of barriers to get through this mess at the end of the level. Okay.
They seem to have them.
Yeah, red beats green on the right side.
Oh,
Yep.
it only went to the middle.
Oh, it didn't chain all the way because the chain is like further back on the left side.
Right, no, you gotta do like square X circle square X circle square, like we're doing sit-ups in Final Fantasy VII. Or whatever it is you do in that gym.
I weirdly understood exactly what you meant.
Squats, chin-ups.
The shaking thing that makes the shaky noise.
Uh-huh.
That was tough though. That was the first time they saw that difficult section. And they did the right thing, they just did it too early.
Yeah. Which, I mean, also happened a lot up to SalmonBuffalo.
Mm-hmm. We saw ChosenLast feathering the go faster button a little bit when it was really slow like this, and they're just not anymore. They're like, no way, not even gonna bother.
Yeah, I think at this point ChosenLast just wants to clear.
It gets so aggravatingly fast. There's like no in between too slow and too fast.
Yeah, you might not want to spam all those things at the start, because it is going to speed you up. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it is already at 5 out of 3 for clearing this first phase.
Who made this game? Effect Company Limited. What else have they made? Let's see. Wow, did they really do this? They made a game that we played in Shmup GP. I didn't know that.
Neat.
made,
I could see a shmup
the
developer
Adventure.
making this.
They made Fix the Adventure. That's a really good PS1 3D platformer. I saw Jal play that one. Disney's Winnie the Pooh preschool and kindergarten.
Hell yeah.
2 for the price of 1. A bunch of bad Mahjong games. Wait, did they really work on this game? Apparently they worked on Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura, which makes sense.
Tetris with Cardcaptor Sakura.
It's a great game.
She's just hanging out, or
Yeah. It's if you've seen Sakura mode and Tetris the Grandmaster 3, that's what it's based off of.
oh, okay. I just assumed they meant like Cherry Blossom for some reason. Well, I think it might be a little bit before ChosenLast finishes, and I don't want to keep SalmonBuffalo here for too long. So, I guess congratulations on your win, and best of
thank
luck
you.
in your next match.
I'm
Salmon
sure I'll
Buffalo,
be-
you move on to fight the winner of 90 versus Plumbo.
All right.
I hope you bop either of them.
So do I.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So now this, I think, is our last match of the night.
For today, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I believe so, yes.
Do you want to take a quick look at what's up tomorrow? I think we can afford.
Okay.
Alright. We've got 1, 2, 3 matches tomorrow. Conic Don versus Maxale 540. I wasn't sure if it's an S.
Right.
Could have been Maxale's 40.
Maxilles.
Yeah. Then we got Soapy Gnome versus Aaron Doby. I think that's gonna be a good one. And
Mhm.
Fur Turret versus BMAC Attack. Gonna be a good one just because Fur Turret is gonna wear a funny hat.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll get to see it on our restream. But
Yeah.
It'll be there.
Yeah, we will point it out and then you can click on the link in the chat.
I mean, they could they could just put a picture of the hat itself in a little window at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to crop it to their game feed, and then nothing stops them from just moving something onto the game feed.
Yeah, especially when
right.
I'm restreaming. I believe ChosenLast can do this.
In this attempt,
Yeah.
he's calling the shot. I've seen some stuff on YouTube where it's like greatest commentator, like when they call it. There's my favorite one. It's baseball, and the guy's like, fastball on a 1-2 count into a high left field, or like it's in the second row bleachers.
Like he's super
home
specific.
run. Yeah, and he he nails it.
That's awesome.
Right, making ample use of barriers? Ah, not there.
Yeah, I was actually using the pause time that chain clears give you a lot to just think ahead a bit.
Oh yeah, that's true. When it waits until they're all cleared, so like it doesn't run into the problem of you losing to something that would have been cleared by the chain.
Well, ChosenLast has built up a lot of extra enemies, but they did kind of like all chain together at the end, so that's nice.
But it's still not perfect. He's already
No.
above par.
Oh, this is all part of the same... Ooh, okay, yeah. It's gonna go really fast after this is over.
So we do
Three
agree
moves.
we do agree
kill.
that well he could have he had to create a green enemy kind of in the middle there. I know that much.
Yeah, there's a branch where you need to join it on the side. There's like a first pack of guys, and I assume it's one shot for all of that.
Alright, let's see here. What are we gonna
Red,
destroy?
green gets both blues, gets the red, gets both greens. Yeah,
Except
so if ChosenLast had waited
Yeah.
longer for those all on screen, that all clears in one shot.
Okay, so all of this is good. Okay, here's the next stuff. So I think we want to create a red guy in front of the blue guy.
That's right.
And then shoot the red guy on the right.
That's right. But that's 3, and then there's
Yeah, wait,
these other
what the
guys
hell?
behind.
Yeah.
It's because ChosenLast could have cleared the first one with one chain, but kept spamming.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then 2 for this next part, and then you'd still need a 4th shot to get rid of these last guys.
You
and they
need
want
more,
you to
even
do it
more
in
than
3
4.
somehow.
You need more than 4.
At least 4. Maybe even 5 for
Maybe
those last
maybe
guys.
it doesn't count as 1 if you create an enemy? Because then it would be
No, it
3.
doesn't. It only counts for like.
Okay,
blues.
yeah, so then we have
So
it.
that...
You had to
3
create a blue
chains.
guy at the end there.
Yeah.
And then kill the left one? Yeah, the left one. Because it was blue and then red on the right. And we all know.
So one thing I guess you could kind of wrap your head around is like having a button order, like you said, Cloud doing the sit-ups, that is like a... You're building up the chain in chain order, like in backwards chain order or something.
Cloud doing sit-ups.
I
Yeah.
love that that's their example.
So you just be like YBA, 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 and you
Yeah.
know if you press that like 3 times in a row or something, you're gonna get 9 guys all in a row ready to be chained.
But
Yeah, I
does,
definitely thought of it like that.
does that give you reduction in speed? If you just create the chain yourself?
Well, you'll clear it in the required number.
I think it would just be like a point thing.
Like our goal is to not speed up, right?
Yeah. Well,
Well,
our
I'm-
goal is to survive, right? It could be someone's goal to maximize their score.
Well, yeah, but in our case, I think not speeding up is the way to survive.
Yes.
So if we think that doing like these scores, these pars, 0 out of 3 in this case, if we think that's the goal, then I don't see a point in doing cloud sit-ups.
No.
He's already on 3. Not gonna be a perfect.
Nope.
Create
Oh,
blue in
that's
front of
cloud.
green, shoot blue on the
There's
right.
some other game where I've done that. I can't think of what it is, but it's not FF7.
There is snowboard
Oh, Mario
minigame.
Party 6. Yeah,
Snowboard
Mario Party
minigame.
6.
Yeah, you just, but it's 4 buttons in that.
Yeah, I was really good at that. I've gotten the max score on that one. I like there's a really good tool assisted run that does it in like a second. It's just Yoshi just sits there and then he goes. There's a wonderful Twitter account run by a friend of mine, Colin, aka EasyGame69, who just posts tool assisted speedruns out of context.
Oh, I've been seeing the best things on that account lately.
Yeah, that's Colin. I think he RT'd. Yeah, he RT'd
No, the left one.
Mario Party 6.
No, the left one. The left one. Yeah.
Hitting all the classics. When International Superstar Deluxe hit, I was like, yes, a person of fine taste.
You haven't seen Family Feud yet.
I have seen Family Feud.
Oh, he got
I mean,
the
not
one on that.
his, but...
Oh,
Test
nice.
losers, see ya dopes.
ChosenLast got the hard part,
The
kind
full
of
combo, yeah.
unintuitive
Uh-oh.
part.
Hit the barrier!
Oh.
Oh my god,
Oh.
please hit the barrier! Where does it start?
Nice.
That's where it starts!
Nice. That's it. Stage 10.
Beautiful.
Nicely
That was a
done.
really good clear.
And then you die at the start of stage 10 because it's just ridiculous.
so fast.
So the enemies don't come at you as fast as the background is, but they're still really fast.
Oh, you got one of them.
I feel like we really need to make it like an AMV of this with Deja Vu.
Oh yeah, sure. I've been in this place before, hanging around the street. And I know it's my time to go.
Eurobeat is such a cool genre for like those kind of games.
Yeah, it gave them like a whole identity, right?
Yeah, like someone had the idea, man. We got this like anime with like drifting cars. How about we just put some Eurobeat under there? And It's so iconic and it just works.
Uh-huh. It's one of those things where, like, if I was in charge of it, like, I would never, ever, ever think of anything like that, right? And then if someone said, "How about Eurobeat?" I'd be like, "What? That's dumb."
Yeah, what the hell? The credit card
Oh,
song?
that will never catch on.
Yeah.
That song about
just-
the 90s? Because that's
Alright.
that's like the first Eurobeat I heard from YTMND
Oh yeah, yeah,
running in the
Yeah.
90s.
definitely. the Ronald McDonald car.
There's a bunch of them, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. That's true. It was one of the OG fads. They used to call them. They didn't call them memes.
Yeah.
They called them fads.
Or image macros. Used to be the term for a meme.
Yeah, I remember when memes were just big image macro.
Ah, these old people in commentary.
Yeah, I
I
know. I'm
remember.
really old, guys.
I remember YTMND.
I wish I didn't.
Yeah, I was never part of like the culture there. That was probably probably not great, but there's some funny stuff on there.
There is. Yeah. Although now, whenever I hear latest fad or whatever, I just think of like The Onion, Kelly cartoons or whatever. Like the parody political comics.
Man, this boss music is good.
ChosenLast doing a really good job. I think is playing off the mini map there.
Yeah.
Maybe looking at the shoes.
That's right.
What are those?
I can't believe that's like a legit strat. I didn't even think about that.
They're
I
gonna
just thought
come
of it, I
in
thought
here.
green.
They're gonna
Okay.
come in here. That's gonna be the first thing they say, and it's just like, Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
There was a couple of mistakes, and ChosenLast is still trying to chew through enemies to kind of make up for it, but actually is gaining ground.
Wait, is this it? No. I was
No,
like,
there's
where's the...
there's a big one.
Yeah, where's
Yeah,
the double
there's the double.
face?
It goes Super Saiyan at the end.
I mean, he's got 5 billion barriers.
But hasn't hit them in a while. Yeah, I was gonna say I think they're not really thinking about that button right now, and I don't know if they were gonna be ready to hit it, and I think they weren't.
Yeah, Salmon used so many barriers here, and it feels almost necessary. It's crazy how many enemies come at once.
It's like the
Yeah.
bomb button in shmup. Like you never want to use it. And it's like, oh, I feel like such a weenie for not being able to dodge this pattern. I guess I'll just bomb it.
Right. They've been pretty good up till now of leaning on the barrier when they needed it. I just feel like it's I don't know, they've been on this last sequence for just long enough for them to kind of forget that, you know, it's a powerful option they have. You definitely can use barriers here.
Yeah, Salmon did it.
I never noticed that all three attacks have different sounds.
Poing, poing, poing.
That's so cute.
It's not so easy. Like this and the previous one are just trivial compared to the doubles.
Yeah, well, trivia until you press the wrong button, then it can get kind of messy.
This one is like, you gotta be real fast.
It's literally
Like-
be twice as fast as you were.
Yeah, I guess it's like you either have it or you don't.
Barrier,
the
barrier,
barrier.
barrier. Oh!
Okay.
Now
the
push it
combo.
again.
Just keep hitting that button.
Oh my god. Oh no, barrier!
Wow, that was tough with the missed input there.
Yeah, the thing you pointed out right at the start, where if you miss an input, suddenly the input for that column becomes different. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's kind of, my mind goes to Lawnmower, where you make a wrong turn and then your brain that was planning on doing like these next turns here, that's not right anymore. You're on a different square, and that turn where you were gonna turn is now a bad turn, and by the time your brain updates that information to fix it, it's too late. You've probably already hit the button, and now it's different again, right? You go through this stutter step of catching up to what's actually happened, and sometimes by the time you get there, you've made such a mess, it's already over.
It's also especially like that in Tetris.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
misdrop a piece, like you always have your stack in mind, so you're always thinking of a place for the next piece, but suddenly, oh, you place that L like one to the right. Like it happens to me a lot because I try to wall charge. Does it happen to you? I guess it happens to you if you like fail a hyper tap or something, right?
Yeah, pieces end up in the wrong place sometimes. Yeah, absolutely.
That happens a lot in TGM too.
Yeah,
where
and-
it's
and
like,
then-
oh, I slightly missed the dash input for this because the ARE was really short. Now it's like one block wrong.
Yeah, and then it's so hard to adjust. Oh no, there's
Alright.
3.
2x2.
Barrier.
So, yeah, ChosenLast is barrier ring, like right when at the last moment, right? But you could go earlier, right? Like you could stop as long as you've got guys on screen to shoot. You can go ahead and stop them and start shooting.
Oh, it's so close. Just barrier. Oh my god!
Oh, it's still doable, winnable.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh, there's another barrier.
Oh,
Damn.
yes.
Clear.
That was so tense.
Wow.
That was so tense.
I did not think they were gonna get that last barrier out in time.
Yeah. They're done. 14 seconds.
There's the Pikmin sound.
Yeah, I don't know. I that wasn't on this video game sound effects quiz. So if it was, I wouldn't have got it.
I don't think anyone.
It's whenever a Pikmin pops out of the onion. I've watched like a lot of people play Pikmin, so I've only played the first one myself. I own Pikmin 2 on the Wii, which is like one of the most expensive games that I own.
I think the most expensive game I own is one of the Fire Emblems for the GameCube and the Wii. They're
I think
weirdly
mine
expensive.
is the Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition, the gold card, or Paper Mario.
I think mine would have to be Suikoden 2.
Ooh.
Oh,
what's that
I
worth?
do own a disc of Panzer Dragoon Saga.
Oh.
Disc only, Panzer Dragoon Saga, Jesus Christ. But disc only Suikoden 2 is worth $350.
Yeah, wow. I think Fire Emblem's 200 at most, probably more like 100, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking
Mine
that.
might actually be a repro disc though. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Path of Radiance. I think Radiant Dawn is still like kind of expensive, but Path of Radiance is more.
Yeah, mine's probably a repo disc, considering that the disc only for Panzer Dragoon Saga is almost $1,000.
Yeah.
So we're filling time here in case ChosenLast wants to come in and interview. I'm not sure.
Yeah, look,
We'll see.
if they don't reply in like half a minute or so, I'm
I
gonna.
mean, it also would be totally understandable
Oh hey,
if you want to.
look who I see in the waiting room.
There they are.
Hello, ChosenLast.
Are you there?
Hello.
Oh my god,
Welcome.
the microphone worked on the first try. That's like a first.
First is
Wonderful. So you got a weird puzzle game. How did you like it?
It was alright. Just
Hard.
very long.
no, it's just my brain wasn't comprehending sometimes, and then I couldn't go fast.
Yeah, I feel you 100%. And there's not much you can do to make your brain behave when it happens.
Yeah, once you made a mistake, it was like, ugh.
Yeah, we were talking
Yeah.
a little bit about that pretty recently, actually. Where like you were expecting it to be gone, and now it's worse and different, and like you have to catch up in your brain.
Mhm. But I knew
Definitely
going.
a
I
game
knew
for
going in that I
purpose.
wasn't gonna win either way, so I was happy just to finish.
And we
Yeah,
were
that's
happy to
a-
see you finish. It was cool.
Yeah, it's a hard game. I'm really glad that you did finish.
I'm not a very good gamer, so I already knew.
That would be
like
a hard
that.
game for a lot of people, because that tests like a very
Yeah.
different skill set from what you usually see in MT. MT is a lot of platformer and puzzle. This is kind of more like action-y puzzle, so it's kind of like this would be a really good game if you're a drop puzzler player like me.
Yeah, do not sell yourself short. Like that is definitely the way that plays around with order of operations and stuff. That is definitely going to be that would have been a sticking point for a lot of people.
Oh, it wasn't the game. I'm just saying in general. I know my skill set.
So, how were you thinking about this game? Like, I was kind of in my head. I had 3 buttons, and one button was kind of like this one kills blue guys, and this one kills green guys, and this one kills red guys.
I honestly named them white, red, and blue.
For the shoes?
No, for my button configuration.
Oh, okay.
Mythical Knight's so excited.
Yeah, SalmonBuffalo was recognizing the enemies through their shoe color.
Because it was the first thing that would appear at the top of the screen, so they were just looking at the shoes, and I thought that was super interesting, and it would have been amazing if
right
you
there
were
at
also...
the end. No, right there at the end, I was watching the mini map on the side to know what colors were coming up.
Yeah. It looked like that's what you were doing because you were ahead even of the shoes. I think you were ahead of that even.
Once you had enough distance, you can just pretty much pick them off by watching the mini map.
So, did you ever really get a sense of how the chains were working, or were you just kind of like hoping that a chain would happen?
No, I never understood the chains. If it happened, it happened.
That's
Yeah.
impressive because you were actually near the end. Like you were chaining pretty well.
I was
wonder-
just pressing buttons.
Maybe there was like some subconscious understanding happening. But I guess to explain it, so like it's a rock beats scissors beats paper sort of thing. So if you kill a rock guy and he's next to a scissors guy, he'll defeat the scissors guy, and then that scissors guy will defeat any paper guys that he's near, and that's how the chain will go.
Like a rock, paper, scissors game.
Yeah. But I've found much more luck thinking of them as colors. So like red would beat green would beat blue sort of thing. And then so you can kind of, I never really got good enough to recognize like, oh, this chain is going this way, so I should shoot this guy. Sometimes I could do that, but most of the time, like you, I was just firing at whatever I could see was something I could fire at.
What frustrated me the most was when I'd kill something and they wouldn't chain because I hit the wrong one, and then it would be stuck behind a rock, and you couldn't get to it.
So, but you caught on that you could use the barriers, like just barely wait till the rocks were gone and then barrier, and that lets you get at those enemies.
Yeah.
Well, ChosenLast, this is your first MT. That's kind of an interesting game to get in Winners Round 1. And as with all MTs, you're down but not out, because this is double elimination tournament. So you're moving into loser's bracket. You're going to be fighting the loser of Nighty versus Plombo. Another very good name, Plombo. We really enjoy the name ChosenLast, by the way. We had a lot of fun with that in the drafts.
It's a definite winner of a name.
A little history, if you want to know how I got the name, was I was watching a Call of Duty tournament, and there was a guy named Chosen First, and I was needing a new screen name, and so I was like, you know what, ChosenLast.
Nice.
That's an interesting origin story.
Simple and clean.
Well, I guess speaking of your name, do you got like a Twitch channel or something that you want people to know about?
I run a Shuffle League, which is basically kind of like we have different events, but we have one event that's kind of like this, but that we're getting off the ground. But we use the BizHawk Shuffler.
Yeah, so this is the thing that every couple of seconds you can set it. Not necessarily like 3 seconds. It'll be more seconds than that. But it will switch from the game you're playing to just some other game, and you have to kind of pick up where you left off.
Yeah, we set ours to 1 minute to 3 minutes.
That sounds
It's
pretty
probably
cool.
a little better than 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So people can find that on your Twitch channel on ChosenLast?
No, they can find it at Shuffle League Twitch.
Okay. Twitch.tv/ I'm gonna type it like this, and you can tell me if it's right in the chat. I guess if you can see the chat, just Shuffle League Twitch, all one word.
No, yeah, it's just without the Twitch.
Okay, shoot.
Okay.
That'd be kind of weird.
That makes more sense. All right, and then I'm just gonna click this to make sure that it's right, because I think it's a cool thing. So I want people to know. But yeah, there it is. That last one I typed is correct. Shuffle League. If that sounds cool, go ahead and give it a follow or
we're
consider
still in the
joining.
early development stages of this, so a lot of our testing has been on live, and it's not been some of the greatest events, but we just launched in November.
Yeah, that's very new then. But I mean, things are. We had to redraw that last game, right? Like stuff happens, so it's all good. It's all fun.
There's always kinks to work out in anything.
Oh yes.
I love that Japanese freeware in MT. Always turns out like this. That was a fun thing.
Yeah, so you're not out of it yet. You got at least one more match to play. Is there any kind of game that you're hoping to get next time?
I'm more of I guess I kind of like puzzle games more. So this is kind of up there, but it was just the speed of it wasn't the thing. I like my puzzles.
Just give me a bit more time to think about it.
Yeah, like
Well, if that's your thing, you're in the right tournament.
yeah, I kind of do enjoy the puzzle games and trivias.
Yeah, not so much trivia in here, but there's definitely some cool puzzle games. So,
Oh yes, I've seen some cool puzzle games.
well, I hope you get one in your next match. Best of luck, and thanks so much for coming to talk to us.
Not a problem. You guys have a wonderful night.
You as well.